Yes! Ubisoft have given me an exclusive behind the scenes look into the brand new Anno game. So, what is Anno for those of you who do not know what the game is? Anno is a game where you can create your very own worlds, build your own worlds from the ground up, set in a certain time period. And the latest Anno game that is set for release later on this year is what I have an exclusive behind the scenes look into. Ubisoft have given me screenshots, stills, trailers and more, some of which you might have seen at gamescom 2025. Others that you might be seeing right here in this video for the very first time. So let's dive into a little bit more about what Anno is all about before I show you this exclusive behind the scene look, because I'm going to give you a few shots but not everything that I've been given, right? So this is going to be a special video where you're only going to find some of these screenshots and stills here in this video. But what's Anno all about for you newcomers out there? So Anno is a game series, like I mentioned earlier on, where you can build your very own world set in a certain time period, but there are different elements and things that go against you when you're doing this depending on the difficulty that you've chosen. So let's say you're choosing a hard mode and you're going through the story mode in an Anno world. You will have a certain amount of currency, a certain amount of resources and a few other stipulations that might go against you when you're building out your world set in these time periods of the Anno game that you're playing. The Anno game that I've played, which is currently available, the Ubisoft title which is currently available that I've played, is Anno 1800s. As you can guess from the title, that's set in the 1800s, in that time period, giving you a different type of elements and things that you can introduce into the worlds that you're building. Now the Anno game that I've had a behind the scenes look into as welcomed from Ubisoft, so thank you Ubisoft for giving me this behind the scenes look into the newest Anno game, which is called Anno Pax 117 Romana. So as you can guess, this is set in the Roman time period, in the Roman Empire. So you're going to be able to build your own worlds, lands, villages, towns and more in the Roman Empire. The cool thing about these Anno games that I discovered when I was able to play the game, which is currently available right now, the Anno 1800s, is that you have a lot of different things that you actually learn about how to run your very own village. So if you need wood, if you need a marketplace, for example in the Anno game that I've played, you learn that and how things work. For example, I got stuck on trying to get my timber to my farmers because I didn't know where I needed to put the warehouse and I needed to connect things, build your own paths. It's a really good game that you might want to dive into. There's also a sandbox mode that is also available. So if you want to go through the story, where obviously the story will teach you how to play the game, you can go into the sandbox mode where you can build your very own worlds set in these time periods. So now that I've explained exactly what that is and I've said thank you to Ubisoft for giving me this content as a Ubisoft creator and letting you know that there's more where this came from, there's one more thing I'd like to say before we jump into these behind the scenes elements that Ubisoft have given to me to show to you right here on YouTube. So that is, you can use my creator code. So if you're making any purchases on the Ubisoft store, you can use my creator code Anthony Allen in all capitals with no space. This will let Ubisoft know that I've sent you or that you're a viewer of mine and you're just showing me some support as a creator, somebody who uploads content surrounding Ubisoft games titles. I also upload different types of content as well that you might want to check out if of course you're just curious onto other things that I'm up to. Might want to check out that content as well. But I'm a Ubisoft creator, which gives me the privilege to be able to create videos like these and give you some behind the scenes look into Ubisoft game titles. There's also some discounts that you don't want to miss. Right, okay, I rambled on a little bit. Now it's time to show you those behind the scenes elements. I'm going to show you what Ubisoft have given to me and what you may have seen a little bit of in Gamescom 2025, because Ubisoft had their own presentation at Gamescom 2025 showing part of this new game which is set to release that I've had a behind the scenes look into with screenshots, stills and more. Let's show you some of them right now, but let's do something very special that I normally do with my regular viewers. I'm going to say one of my catchphrases. It begins with an L and it's all about initiating action on something that needs action taken towards it and making that change, or letting people know that you've started an action or completed an action to something that is in stagnation, stopped. It could be small, it could be big, but something you need to do and you can launch that action. I just said it. You ready? 3, 2, 1, launch. Let's show you some of the behind the scenes looks, stills and more that Ubisoft have given to me for Anno 117 or Anno Pax 117 Romana. Let's go.
By decree of his radiant might, the Emperor, you, young governor, have been generously relocated to the soggy, sheep-strewn fringes of the Roman Empire. While I wouldn't even put one sandal in Albion, you're braver than most, and now the choice is yours. Will you protect Celtic tradition or enforce Roman ambition? You are far from the marble columns of Latium, and with that distance comes freedom. The freedom to govern as you choose, to civilize the land or be changed by it. You must be starving from the exhausting boat ride over, so warm your toga and fill your belly at the local tavern with a hearty meal of roast beef and beer. Oh, and their cheese pairs surprisingly well with wine. Don't ask how I know. Maintain Celtic ways to learn their myths and melodies at the Bardic Hall, or test your physical might at the recreation grounds. If you're truly craving a taste of home, Romanize and build the Grammaticus or the theatre. Befriend the smiths, their forges glorious. With copper, tin, and silver flowing from these hills, no wonder Varda's army strikes like thunder. Oh, and a word to the wise. Varda will notice your Roman ways, and if pushed too far, you'll need to be ready for battle. Their gods, strange as they seem, carry weight. Epona blesses horses, making carts travel faster over stilted roads. Ken Nunos enriches forests. Learn the ways of their gods, and your rule may go more smoothly. You live in duality, but you will always be a Roman, so you can either govern like one, or be a sympathetic leader. Just imagine this marshland filled with terracotta roofs, paved roads, bathhouses. Oh, civilization. This place is wild, from wicker men to mystical Celtic rites. But it is also your blank slate. So will you rule with a Roman fist or a Celtic touch? What happens next? That's up to you. You can take it from here.